Hello and welcome to the Musical Instrument Investigator. Today on the website of French auction portal Share, and we're going to have a look at an auction by Boissinot and Tailliez. This is a musical instrument auction, a whole load of different stuff here. 217 lots. I haven't looked at it before, so not 100% sure what we're going to see, but I thought it should be interesting to have a look at it. Buyer's premium is 23% on this, so that's what you pay on top of the final hammer price. Looks like this auction is finishing on the 23rd of October. It's the 21st today, so only a couple of days left to go. Check out the link in the description if you want to have a look at the catalogue yourself. Bear in mind that this is a French auction, so if you're outside of France, there might be import-export fees, shipping, CITES restrictions as well, all of that fun stuff. Before we get on, just like to say, if you do enjoy these videos, please consider subscribing, like or comment, because all of that stuff really does help and it'd be much appreciated. So yeah, without further ado, let's just crack on and see what we've got. We're just going to take a quick overview here. You can see here we've got a French violin at the first one. We're not going to look at everything because a lot of it I think is probably not too exciting. That's just a fairly standard trade violin. 350 to 450 euro estimate seems quite high. Another French violin here. Once again, another kind of tradey looking instrument, 300 to 350 euros. Let's have a look at this one here, 50 to 80. Very standard trade instrument there. Let's see what else we've got here. Looks like a smaller child's violin there, 100 to 150. All seems pretty pricey on the estimates. Czech violin here. Let's have a look at this. This is all very modern kind of trade stuff so far, nothing too exciting, so I think we can skip that. Same here, smaller kind of more generic trade violins. I think here's some half-size violins, more child's violins, contemporary violin here. We can have a quick look, but I think this is going to be much the same. This is all very low quality stuff, so I think the estimates are a bit too high. More kind of violins here. Let's have a look at this one, just in case there is something interesting here, but once again, pretty standard stuff. Let's have a look. More kind of smaller violins there. Let's have a look at this violin, second half of the 20th century. Just another trade violin there, so we're not seeing anything too interesting so far. Violin case there, some more kind of generic violins. Let's have a look at this one. It's Carlo Bergonzi, apparently 19th century. It's got an interesting head there, copy of a Carlo Bergonzi, so I'm not quite sure about that. It looks a bit like one of the Duifo Pruga kind of violins that you have with like the head and the inlay in the back. 400 to 500. Some people like these kind of violins. I don't think they're very exciting myself, but some people do like them. Got some other kind of child's violins, more generic stuff here. Let's have a look at this 16th size violin, child's violin. Once again, nothing super interesting there. More 3/4 violins, some more full size stuff, but don't think there's anything. That's a fairly nice looking violin, 500 to 600. Could be kind of maybe modern European or even Chinese, I think. Let's see more child size violins here, half size. French violin from 1920. Let's have a look at that. Let's see. Fairly standard trade stuff again. German violin from the 1930s. Let's have a look at that. Once again, nothing too exciting. A few more French violins. Let's just have a look, just in case there is anything particularly interesting. I think there's nothing too much. No picture of the back, unfortunately. Like the French violin, early 20th century. Once again, nothing too crazy there. Viola there, it's a stentor. It's another modern Chinese violin there. Let's see what else we got here. Cello from Gewa, which is another modern one. Cello Jean-Baptiste Vuillaume copy, they're saying. 600 to 800. Looks like a kind of modern trade cello, not too bad an estimate there. And a Czech cello here, very modern. So nothing too exciting from the bowed strings, unfortunately. Neapolitan mandolins here. Let's have a quick look at this one. It's actually fairly nice mandolin, that actually. 100 to 150. American manufacturing there, so they're not really giving much information. Neapolitan mandolin here. This one is kind of fairly nice, it's not too bad. Let's see what else we got here. Another Neapolitan mandolin there, G. Grandini, distributed by Thiberville Lamy. That's quite a nice mandolin, peg tuned mandolin there, 2 to 300. I think that's actually not a bad estimate there. So that's actually quite nice. A bit plain on the front, but nice back to it. So I think that's an interesting one. Let's move on. Another Neapolitan mandolin. A couple of these are okay. Around 1900, Delosi and Selmo. Let's have a look. Interesting enough, but nothing too crazy. And it's a Gewa modern one. This interesting hurdy-gurdy here, made by Texier in Genzat. 1,000 to 2,000 euro there. That's actually fairly nice looking hurdy-gurdy. They're fairly typical, I think, of that time. So that's quite good to see. Another hurdy-gurdy here by Pimpar in Genzat, 1,400 to 1,500. Here another interesting looking one there. So a few curious things in this auction already. A Takamine or Takamine acoustic there. Gibson L48. Let's have a look at that. Sunburst from 1946, 1,500 to 1,600 euros. Nice kind of early Gibson there. Epiphone acoustic here. Contreras acoustic. Martin DXK2 model, the budget Martin, 3 to 400. Probably an okay guitar on a budget. Got a Jackson electric there, an old Hofner guitar there from the 50s. Always fairly nice. Another Jackson 7-string there. More Jacksons, a whole load of Jackson guitars here. Nice Ibanez. Let's have a look at this Gibson S1. 600 to 700 euros there. Do like some of these kind of quirky 70s Gibsons there. Looks like it's had a few bits and pieces moved around. Another kind of semi electric guitar there. Fender Toronado model electric guitar there, 2 to 300. Let's see what else we got. A Yamaha there. Another Yamaha Squire. More Yamahas. Let's have a look at this. We're not going to look at everything. SA 500. Nothing too crazy. Stag Euphonium there. Another Euphonium. Ibanez bass. 4-string banjo. Gretsch Broadcaster 4-string banjo. 150 to 200. Do actually occasionally see those in a few auctions. Orpheum brand 4-string banjo, one of these German zithers that I'm not a fan of. Same with this one. Another one, well, quite a few. Interesting mahogany dulcimer, manufactured in the 70s. Curious one, pretty simple. Right, quarter grand piano branded Boissinot. Okay, it's an interesting looking thing. Tulip legs on casters. 800 to 1200 euros there. That's fairly nice looking. We've got a few keyboards here. Boissinot, quarter size grand piano, and upright piano, square piano there, interesting. Joseph Pfeffel, I actually don't know how to pronounce that at all. It's quite an interesting one, that. Curious, circa 1830. 700 to 900, that's a curious bit of furniture there. Here's a kind of harmonium type little organ there by M.K. Casriel. Quite like the keys that look a bit like dominoes. That's pretty cool. Yamaha flute there, more Yamaha flutes. Roy Benson transverse flute, Stag, more transverse flutes there. Let's see what else we've got here. Moving on to the next page. Quite a few transverse flutes here. Yamaha piccolo flute, Stag, Con Selma, a fife, interesting, by Digital. Interesting boxwood flageolet, that's quite nice, with 4 brass keys by Dupeyrat Allemands. That's quite nice looking. 150 to 200. Do like the boxwood wind instruments. Really like boxwood clarinets, actually. Speaking of clarinets, there's a Yamaha clarinet, another B flat clarinet, a few more Yamaha things, and nothing too super exciting. A few more there. B flat clarinet by Buffet Crampon. B flat clarinet again. Prototype tenet clarinet with case. Not a lot of info there. 80 to 120. Guatro and Ain Paris clarinet in boxwood. Exactly what I was saying before. Really do like these boxwood clarinets. Boxwood is a beautiful wood, I think, for instruments. More clarinets here. Dolnet, Selma, Fleury, Courtois. This is actually interesting. A lot of people don't know that for a period they were making metal clarinets, which are pretty curious, and you do see them occasionally at auction. Right, some bits and pieces here, clarinet mouthpieces and things, and nothing we need to get into too crazily. Jupiter alto saxophone, another clarinet there. Yamaha Stag saxophones, all kind of modern stuff. Same here, nothing too crazy. Prelude alto saxophone by Selma Korn there. Jupiter is an interesting Yanagasawa alto saxophone here. Bit of better quality than some of the others. 600 to 800 on that. Royston alto saxophone. This is an interesting alto saxophone. 1930s Mark Nikirkin. Gebruder Glass. Good vintage saxophone there. Selma Con there. We always have some decent Selma saxophones in these French auctions, and we've got a few here. Selma Super Action 80 alto saxophone, 1981. Still get really good prices, these Selma saxophones. It's a Selma Super Alto saxophone from 1952. 3 to 5 on that. Selma tenor saxophone from 1972. 3 to 3.5 there. Consistently get good prices. Alto saxophone by Evet and Schaefer Buffet Crampon. More bits and pieces here, some cases, saxophone case, reeds and other kind of bits and bobs. Right, we've got oboe. Interesting Tribier branded oboe, Paris 1840 in pear or cormier wood. Okay, that's interesting. 2 to 400. Oboe brand, another Tripier one. Bassoon. Stained maple. Adler, Paris. Interesting looking one. Courtois trumpet there, Selmer trumpet, a few Yamaha trumpets. Let's see what else we've got. Some mouthpieces, and now we're on to the last page. J. Millions, hot Paris trumpet, okay. Jupiter brand, pocket trumpet, they're saying there. Solo trombone, some other bits and pieces. There's a couple of cornets there, a Labaye cornet there, with original 7-tone silver crest case, 3 Strolzel type valves. It's an interesting looking cornet, this one actually. 3 to 500 on that. A Julien Petex Muffat hunting horn in copper. 6 to 800. These are popular as well. Nice decorated bell actually to that. It's quite nice. That would be a nice decoration for someone. Whole load of accordions here. Hohner, a romantic accordion there. They're quite popular in Germany. Another chromatic accordion there. Weltmeister, Hofner, Verini. Hohner again, another Hohner. Another other brass stuff. Bugles here. Silver Chester, Clairon Pelizon. Bugle there. A cool horn there. Looks like SNCF. That's like the railway. I think that's the French railway horn potentially. So that's interesting. 20 to 40. Autograph letter from the French composer Jules Massenet to Miss Gabrielle Dodon. Okay, interesting. With 2 score elements. That's quite curious. That's actually quite nice. 4 to 500. Yeah, that's an interesting kind of thing. And a few other mouthpieces, and that's kind of it. So there you have it. That is the musical instrument auction from Boissinot and Tailliez. Nothing super crazily interesting to me in any case, but a few kind of curious things. Not so much on the bowed strings, a couple more kind of plucked interesting things, some decent kind of wind instruments, and in general, yeah, not too bad. So as always, I'll put a link in the description. Check it out, see what you think. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.